I think I'm taking this a little bit too literal. Um, mm, um, additional speakers. Not presently yet. Not presently yet. Until I got have a little chat with some guys that would do possibly the install. Maybe the same. I think the same guys. If not, probably the same ones that. Was it last year? Yeah, it was early, somewhere around early last year. I'll probably get referred to the same guys. Um, they did okay. I think they said next time, if you call us or something. Well, I think they said a slight discount. Discount. Oh yeah, I'll just go save up the coupons. Yeah, right. Uh, um, so last year we've taken the screen down and just moving the screen speakers down by, oh gosh, was it 8 or 9 inches, which made a considerable bit of difference in the a little bit in the bass, a little bit more in the directionality over the screen channel, because they was just a little bit way too high, close to the ceiling. Um, Even though they are still, but they're not, it's a tiny, dinky sized little room. Might as well be a genie's lamp. Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose if I rub it and then I'll just say, "Hey, genie, can you make this room a little bit larger?" um. So additional speakers that I'm thinking to go on the ceiling. So it'd be more to something like my vision of a sonic whole. So the speakers would be each speaker zone or such would be fairly close to the other. So, sound would just move subtly. That's how it does in real life. It doesn't, you don't see an aeroplane flying in the sky and it go from point A and then suddenly, boom, point B, hot jumping across the sky. Like you hear it there, a plane, and then suddenly, bam, you hear it there. That just doesn't happen in the real world. It moves very smoothly and subtly. And those that probably ever watched planes or jet planes or anything, objects move across a certain proportion of, oh gosh, you're talking about thousands of feet, thousands of feet of, you know, in a dub stage. You're only looking at, well, probably tens and tens of feet. In a home, oh gosh, it's a lot less than that. Um, but a fly or a bee, or a fly typically, it comes in, it's buzzing around, moving around. It is going in so many directions, so fast, and yet, sometimes you can. I think there's only one movie that's got a pretty good illusion of the appearance of a fly in the room. Although there are, I think, some little bit of psychoacoustics in it. The movie is Hollow Man. I think that's 1999 or 2000 that came out. And it's got some dialogue pans as well, and effects pans, and a pretty well thought out sort of sound mix as such for them. I've got two versions of Holy Man. I think one special edition, which I don't really particularly like, and then there's the theatrical release on DVD. Um, as well as it's got a substantial amount of bass in the movie, so it's not something that's bass shy. Um, but it's got a lot of directional sounds and such, and yeah, yeah, that. But it's a little bit more than I think than just trying to get a fly buzzing around your head, because it's coming in close proximity. When you hear this illusion, the speakers are way over here and there on the walls and such. And it's just sort of pitching some of the frequencies up a little bit so they appear to come near, but they ain't. Otherwise, the real thing, a fly buzzing around someone would only buzz around someone's head. When you hear it in a cinema on a fabricated mix, everybody hears it. So that's not how things work in the real world. So anyway, that's what I know. So additional, there'll be about 17 speakers on the ceiling. Given the size of the JBL Cinema surround speaker, and I'll probably go with the same type design ones for the side wall and back wall, and add some additional ones. So the 83 series, 8330 series. But I'm a bit stumped on. I think I've met my match, because rack space in the amplifier rack, with additional decoders and a lot of amplifiers. I think I'm gonna have to redesign it. I have to take a step back, or I don't have to look at it in the kitchen, because I've got pictures of it that I can just look at and then think what to sort of subtract from the rack and add some additional new decoders. But they're not going to have EQ on them. So even though I'm not really particularly using the EQs on the SA10s at the moment, they're more or less in their kind of default position, which is kind of 12 o'clock position, and you turn it that way, which goes negative, minus dB, and then you go the other way, which is plus dB, or clockwise plus dB, and anti-clockwise, minus dB. So I could either uninstall those SA10s and see if I can find additional Dolby SDU4s, because they're only a 1U frame, and the Dolby SA10s, they are 4U frame. So they're taking up at least 12 U frame in the rack. I've got another SA10 in the bedroom here next, over there, and that won't fit in the rack. Otherwise, it'd be 12. But no, it just won't fit. If I had something additional elsewhere where I could, but I don't. So I'd have to make a compromise. Still get still aim for max performance. But just kind of slim it down. But then I'm just thinking, um, some of the trade-offs. The SA10s, they don't particularly get very warm, or hot rather. The SDU4s, they tend to get a little bit on the hot side, sort of thing, but they don't require fans. That's very unusual. They don't require any fan inside. Even though I think if I could put one of those very slim, like PC like fans inside in a certain area where it usually gets critically hot, I could put some cooling on it, because it's the Dolby Cat meow 150 card that's on the was it the VGAs, variable gain amplifiers. They just those little thing, or they just get rather hot, and they got a heat sink attached to it. So my goodness, I'm sure if I could put solder on it, it'll probably just start slowly melting after yeah, but very slow because it's got solder's got to melt at a certain very high temperature. Um, yeah, but yeah, so that's one of the trade-offs is heat. And I think the SDU4 may be the same weight as the SA10. I'd have to pick. I got another one. That's the I think it's the EDX4. Um, I think it's called the EDX. Um, uh, it doesn't have a volume fader on it. It's just got a it's only designed to sort of like have all the inputs and such connected and then the outputs. Um, but it's only a free channel. It's only a free channel um, decoder. So not much use there. I could use it for something additional for something else, but not what I want to do. But I don't know why I'm not going to go with because I can't find anything that's cheap. That's a what do you call it? A ProLogic 2x. That's in a 1U frame. I don't think they make anything like that. They use the AVRs, and they're gonna be like, yeah, pretty tall, and I ain't got any space really to put any of that. Uh, Otherwise, get a bit of extra, well, decoding out of it, decoding steering out of it. Additional speakers on, like going, like say, go around the sidewall or the front wide. Yeah, it's only a few movies where that front wide sounds decent enough. Gravity, yeah. Um, I'm not sure what the other ones are, but uh, mm. And as for oh gosh, I think I've hammered out an idea, and it's the only alternate. I had to improvise, adapt, overcome. There's no way I could put any more speakers behind that screen. It's just not downscaling it to smaller speakers, because that would downscale the cinematic experience. So I figured Okay, I could put some JBL 8330As up on the ceiling fairly close to the screen. It shouldn't cause a shadow because the projection image for a widescreen movie won't be interfered with, nor would a scope movie would be interfered with. And I could place those speakers so that they are between, just kind of between the left center and the center channel, and on the other side between the center and the right center. So it's tricky. And then, of course, because the speakers won't be actually tonally matched, or not even in appearance, because they're totally different speaker design to the 4673s behind the screen. As long as I can get some of the tonality of, say, dialogue pans and such to be within a, a tolerance, so it just goes unnoticed. Or sometimes you get like I say, you got screen speakers in a cinema, dub stage, whatever, in the home or wherever, and the other additional speakers in the room are completely different. As long as you get the tonality sounding the same, but you would never get the timbre matching to be matched. Although that said, that being said, if placing microphones extremely close to the speakers, um, so I could do, if I wanted to, I could do a microphone array up to 24 microphones and have them already strategically positioned, and then I can get cracking on the mixing of or rather, yeah, the balancing of the frequencies. But it's a little bit more than that. It's a lot more than that. You think that trinnov single microphone, and now they're saying, oh, the next firmware that comes out will be, oh, you only have to do one position. Um, hmm. I tried doing that microphone last night. I didn't have much success because I didn't have and it didn't arrive till today. The what do you call it? The USB, no, USB, USB. Yeah, it's a thing that slots in the back of the processor, and it gives the file to the processor for that microphone specifically. Um, but I was just messing around a bit more last night with the basic third octave EQ, um, and just putting a microphone, just the usual USB microphone, middle of the room. But what I'm hearing with the timbre matching of the tone going from on the HF, because I EQ different to everyone. Um, I always start individually with the HF horns because they are to give directionality as such across the screen, and get those more or less the same, because the frequency response is all up and down, needs to be adjusted. Um, but the microphones have got to be fairly close, and I could get their range down to maybe uh, just a little shy 300 hertz. They can do 250, or is it 200? Is it 250 or 200? Yeah, but that's a special modification that needs to be done to those CD compression drivers, which is pretty good when you think of it. Um, and then it's like listening to the tone and looking at the frequency response. Even though I like to match it with the surround speakers, and to do that, the procedure is very complicated, and it's not for the faint heart. It's not for the, you know, it's not for the average home theater. The procedure is very technical and it takes a lot of hours, if not days, to do it, to get it right. Um, and even though I want to go in the room momentarily and just connect up a couple of more channels. Um, Additionally, I've got what's it on the trinnov? It's already got the firmware thing loaded for it for trinnov 4 no times no what's it called again? Trinnov plus 4. I didn't even know it was on the processor. And I was consulting with customer service, and they were very helpful. And they showed me a procedure um, to set it all up. And I was saying I don't think I got it installed, and I say I'll talk to you tomorrow, and we'll talk about the maybe the firmware. And then I noticed it was on the process, and I gave another customer service another feedback and say hold that, and I've got it. I see it. And then I've already ordered, just for starters, two little, what are they called now? AES, AES, what's that AES stand for? Audio Electrical Society or Service or something. Anyway, DACs, digital audio converters. Uh, Basically, I think there's just some components inside. They're an impedance thing. So it will convert 110 impedance down to, I forgot what the number is now. I think it's 15 or something. So it just does a conversion, bit like I suppose having a step down transformer where it's converting the voltage. So it's just got to do a conversion, and then I've got to connect that's got to be connected to the AES output on the processor. So I've got myself another cheap lead, DB25 cable lead. It's Tascam compatible, such. Um, because there were two types of. So I was doing some research today. As far as I know, the Yamaha had a DB25, but its wiring or pin configuration, my goodness, it looks rather confusing compared to the Tascam um, configuration. So I won't have these additional channels up and running probably not until next week, until the converters arrive and the cable. And I got myself some wire snippers because they got this additional cable wire, whatever it is, stuck on these cables, and it's just adding extra ounces of weight. So I'm going to snip all those off and toss them, because there is a heck of a lot of cable behind that rack. And this is a small home cinema, a small THX. Yeah, there's a. I don't not bragging, but it's just a ridiculous amount of cable. And if it's a choice of trading off and getting this Dante, I would say no, because the Dante is just going to cost would just cost way too much. And I don't think I'll be able to put I don't think I'd be easily, I don't think it would be easy to put additional things in between it, not without buying another converter or something. So I'll just go with the XLR, the DB25 and the XLR. It's cheaper. Um, so additionally, how many speakers am I going to possibly be adding? And it's really a little bit more than that. How many speakers? It's really a lot more than that because presently I think roughly around 156 speakers. Um, I can't think of a single home theatre anywhere that's running up to about 156 speakers. Yeah, I think the max in the UK for a Dolby Atmos cinema is 400 at Odeon's Leicester Square, but they got a terrible echo in that auditorium. So, and their ticket prices are extremely pricey. Just to watch a movie today, my goodness. Well, to watch a DCP, I wouldn't say it's a movie anymore. It's video, in it. It's the same as the home. Oh. And I don't charge popcorn that much. Uh, no, popcorn. You don't want to be eating popcorn. How about a nice, soft, warm hot dog? Because when you eat popcorn, it makes a crunchy in-head sound. And so you're going to be missing out on those little nuances. Yeah, most people probably didn't know that. And sweet wrappers and all that, when you're in the packet and all that, that can make a sound frequency roughly up to just a little bit over 80 dBA, because it's a narrow range frequency. It's not got bass sound in the blimmin' thing, so it's a bit of a narrow range, but it's yeah, yeah, a nice protein, soft, warm hot dog with mustard or ketchup, maybe some onion. Mm. Or maybe a nice toasty sandwich. Oh yeah, they don't serve that at cinemas, as far as I know. Toasty sandwiches. Yeah, think about that. Maybe they should. Maybe they should get one of those little toasty things, and they could make toasty sandwiches. Yeah. Or I'll just say, hey, do you want a meal? There you go. Um, yeah. Um, maybe some cat food. Um, yeah, my Melanie today, she's on ninja mode. My goodness, I don't know what she's up to, but I don't know what she's conspiring and plotting. But she's been attacking my cat Bear. Yeah, she is getting a little bit bigger. Uh, I think she's relaxed at the moment. You got to give in to their demands and feed them, and then they calm down. Um, but she's very, very playful. Um, oh, so many blooming speakers. Crikey. I mean, I could put just a few more speakers down the sidewall, but a little bit lower down. Um, but as for, does it make the room seem small? Yes, it does, because they're just like pieces of furniture attached to the walls, and um, I think maybe I'm just going a little bit OTT on this, but do I need additional subs in the room? The answer is no. Um, so I should be able to use the what do you call it? That I may use it. I may just think, okay, I can the bass or the bass extension when using with Dolby Stereo Matrix or Dolby Stereo Discrete. Um, Dolby Digital. it's the same as Atmos. The frequency response is the same. I don't need any additional. Um, I think it's going to be a little tricky things doing it with the trinnov. I'm not sure if it's quite flexible as maybe the Storm Audio. Even though I got some Behringers in the rack, and I got some other things I got to look into at the moment because got something I've noticed. It could have eluded me for maybe weeks or months, but something that I've noticed. So I got to check into it. Might have to crack out the voltmeter and do some continuity checking. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so I thought I had a center middle back surround because I didn't see it elsewhere on the what's it? You just got to keep looking through this menu on this trinnov on the speaker layout configurations until I see it there. Okay, I'll add that too, and that then pushed the count up, the speaker count up to from 32 up to 33. Or was it 34? Which is it? So you click on there and then go to process Opta settings position. That will go to that configuration. And how do I go back to? Click the position. Oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. It shows everything in a circle, but doesn't show all the speakers going across the ceiling, sort of thing like this, because that's got to go through the microphone thing, and then it susses out kind of roughly where the positions are, and then it would appear on this like compass or this clock or 0 round to 180 degrees. Because if I did a 360, I'll go completely around and end up back where I started from. Huh? Trust me. The last action hero. So I'll have a few more additional, but that's got to be plugged in with extra, what do you call them again? AES, digital audio impedance converters. I thought they were going to be but pretty cheap. Wow. I've got some that Trinnov recommended. So yeah. So I know I got the center middle back surround connected at the back of the room because I've used it for Matrix in the past, where I had a Matrix decoder on it, so I could take the signal or the phantom signal from the stereo left and right, and then boom, put that position right in the middle. And it worked okay on the equalizer when he goes to the bad guy's Russian um, brothel or whatever it is and knocks on the door and you hear everyone turn. Oh no, you hear the sound and everyone turns around. Everyone that's on the left side and the right side, and they turn around like as if they'd never heard someone knocking on a door before. It just looks so typical cinema, like cliche sort of thing, you know. um, but it's a little bit more than that, you know. The sound of a knocking on a door, because a door is roughly what 6 foot high by two and a half foot wide or something. Um, 2.5? No, probably about 3 foot. Probably just about 3 foot. Not 1 meter, is it? No, it can be. It depends on the door size, but I know what a door sounds like, and what they sound like in movies, and is like, well, it depends how close you are to the speaker. If you're very close to it, it's it'll kind of sound like a door, but then give it a bit more listening, and then you realise it doesn't sound like a door because there's a lot more detail completely missing. Because when you're not, and it's going to resonate and make a resonating sound across that wooden frame, wooden piece of wood. And then when you open it and all that and close it, it's got a specific characteristic frequency sound. But when you're a bit distant away from something, it sounds like that a real door is closing at when you're many feet back away from it. But when you're up close to it, it just sounds like a speaker. Sorry, but that's the way it is. Could just put an array, like I say, a cluster of speakers on the wall. So, and then it's sort of like looking at the design of sound and how basic stereo and such mixing works, and then thinking, maybe I could put extra matrix decodering or such on this to steer signal sound, but you don't get much out of mono. If it's stereo, you do a few tricks with that. You can do a few tricks, but mono, yeah. You could do something, I think, with mono, because I think I had a brief discussion with someone a while back about this sort of thing. And it's just a case of maybe inverting another signal onto the mono, and then it just needs a decoder to unwrap it. So basically, it will kind of be like some kind of mono like stereo. Theoretically. It's too bad. I'm just not interested in doing sound mixing anymore. Yeah, it was fun on a computer 23 years ago, but but then I can mess around with sine wave tones and such, do something similar, and yeah. Also, I've created another. What do you call it? Like I think it may work. I'm not too sure, because I think some of the configurations and such between a Storm audio processor and a trinnov are completely different. I like the theater mode where I got a multi-stereo, and I could use the Room EQ wizard on that. I could use that, and I could put two REWs, REW1, REW2, and I have positive signal on the first one, and I have negative signal or inverted signal on the second one. And then the signal, once it goes through um, into the system in the room, it just comes out of every speaker in the room. The floor, below surround, sides, front, back, overhead. It's everywhere. And I can't think of a home cinema anywhere that's probably got a system where they could just pump it in like that, and then they can do um, checks on the speakers, do a little bit of fine precision tuning, whatever, until it floats your boat. But that's a little trick that I learned um, using two REWs, because the other floor surrounds, which are going through a matrix decoder, they only see a signal only if it's inverted or reverse polarity. That's how they do Dolby stereo mixing, so that the signal is hidden, but you kind of hear it. But when it's unwrapped, then you like, oh yeah, you hear it a little bit clearer, and it's basically inverted, and then it's piggybacking on top of the other signal, which is why some Atmos mix encoding movies have some hidden extra sound in the overhead, but you need a decoder to unwrap it. You can't use the present one that you're using. Not even a trinnov will be able to unwrap it. Not unless I say to, hey, trinnov, maybe you should try, but I don't think that could be a firmware. That will probably be a complete strip down the whole thing, or you just add, for simple means, you just add on an extra decoder to the system, and bingo, there it is. A lot cheaper and a lot less hassle without having to redesign the whole damn thing from scratch. Oh, I don't know why they don't use, or they could. I don't know why they don't use PL2X encoding, additional encoding onto the overhead speakers. And then all you need is a PL2X decoder, and then you got additional sounds that you can have as floor, in floor, below floor surround array. So sound moves, not just there and there, it just moves. And a little bit more than that, a little bit more. So I'll probably go in the room later, connect up a couple of I'll probably do a pink noise check just to verify that the sub is not in this same position. I shouldn't hear it, because it should theoretically be going into the additional other channel, which is not connected up yet to AES output. So I'll probably I may use the AES for maybe, but I'm satisfied with the screen bass. I'm satisfied with the surround bass. Why do I keep saying bass? It sounds like Moonbase Alpha. Bass, sea bass, ill-tempered sea bass. Yes, with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. Sharks. Yeah. The bass is sufficient in the room. It's quite sufficient. And those that just trying to crank up things, crank it up, dB super mega hot for LFE. Plus, I mean, I could take my LF I could take the LFE up to plus 20, plus 10, 30, plus 30, 45, around about plus 45, but that would be just plain stupid and idiotic because it would damage the amplifier. Or it won't because I'll have audio limiter um, cut in. So basically, when maybe some LFE is playing a low level signal, because sometimes it will, it's there in the mix sometimes, and sometimes it goes a bit mid high and it goes, oh, up there. And so I can make the very soft parts, but yeah, I could do that. I can do that. I am doing that. That's on the other Behringer, so and that's a 4 channel. So I don't know. I probably might replug the additional other subs in the room and just make it kind of, what do you call it? Um, sort of ready, sort of thing for waveforming, but I just don't. I just find myself probably not using it. Quite, quite sufficiently pleased with how the performance goes, even when playing flat out just Dolby Stereo Matrix. My goodness, it almost makes the Atmos system in the room shameless. Put on something like Last of the Mohicans with proper theatrical color and um, theatrical dynamic range, and wow, those are flipping muskets. They feel like flipping earthquakes. And the tomahawks, they're like little when the tomahawks get into some sort of action play near the end of the movie, they feel like little aftershocks. Flipping out, you can feel the jolt in the foley where the two tomahawks, where the two Mohicans are fighting near to the end of the movie. Not the final fight, but the other one where the other younger Mohican goes after the other Mohicans, and you could just feel where the tomahawks come together, like dush. You feel like a, a kind of like I feel like a jolt shake in the room, so damn exaggerated. Kind of like make a fist and do that, and you feel like this like brief little vibration. But that would just never happen in the real world, not unless you got it'll probably be a sharp jolt and whatever. I don't know. Depends on how they analyze the when doing the foley and all that and the mixing and such. What's there, and then what to apply and use in the mix. But wow, yeah. But oh yeah, Last of the Mohicans. Wow. I haven't even got my Laserdisc player up and running at the moment. It's because it's still connected onto the Storm, and the Storm it will be sold eventually. So I might, if I go back, I'll just do a few checks, and I might move the. I've got to move the HDMI cables for the Panasonic. I'll move that from number 4, and then move it over to. Is it on number 4 or number 3? Oh, no, I think it's on number 3 HDMI. I think I'll move that over to HDMI number 1. I'll put the HDVD player and connect it into HDMI number 2. Put the Laserdisc on HDMI number 3, connect up the optical output to the trinnov, because it's got 4 opticals, 4 coaxial. I don't know how the heck I'm going to get all these cables. There's some cables I'm not using anymore. I'm not sure I can even pull those through because there's so much in that. It is absolutely, it is tight as an elephant's dick. It is, flipping it. If I tried pulling anything, I'll probably rip the cable apart. A lot of cable, blimey, just to watch a movie. But I just like thinking back the days of those THX cinemas. Oh wow, they were just wow. So, move move some of those cables. And I'll still probably have well, I've got other players over here, over there. I've got players over there. Players over here. Probably like to connect the other one up just for backup, just for a back. Or well, I can easily fit it into the system. I don't have to put it in there and have it already rigged up. I can only take a few minutes to connect it, crying out loud, as a backup. But this is the ultimate THX cinema. It's got that real THX thing, in the kitchen, and though it's used as a monitor now, but not sure what I'm going to do with. Oh yeah, the Sony SDDS, with the CP200. I got an XLR DB25 XLR. What's it? No, it's not DB XLR. It's a DB25 to RCA phono. So I got a new lead that's very cheap because I think the Frankenstein one that I've done with the, what do you call it, DB25 Phoenix connector. So all you do is just wire it in and just tighten the screws down. No soldering to be done. But yeah, I'll just get a new lead. It's cheap. Gosh, I don't even know how I'm going to get that thing fitted. I mean, the cables, are just ridiculously, they are just so many behind that rack. If someone else looks at it, they'll probably think, oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Go and sit down, relax, and let me sort it out for you. Because it is a bird nest. I just can't be asked. I got cable ties. I got plenty of cable ties, but I could pull some cables over and then just get them cable tied, and that will keep all the cables one side instead of loose and then drifting back over this way, and then looking like it looks like Indiana Jones pulling all the vegetation green sort of forest, branches aside, just so he can peep into something. Oh my goodness. I've never seen anything. I've never seen and known anything like it. I could tidy it up a little bit. Um, hmm. Um, hmm. Yeah, because I got more laser discs on the way soon. Hardly any UHD new movies. Not into it anymore. Not really into it. They can keep it. Oh yeah. Additionally, I got a classic movie that I've not seen in donkey years. Uh, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Robert Redford just recently passed away. I've got a few movies with starring with Robert Redford. Bridge Too Far, Sneakers, um, 3 Days of the Condor, which I like. I really like the 3 Days of the Condor. Uh, Out of Africa, but that's a bit dodgy now playing Out of Africa because it's a little bit controversial with the politics with Meryl Streep. Because if anyone that knows the politics with that and the Oscar Awards many years ago, everybody saw it. You can go watch. You can go watch that video on YouTube, and that you could read the comments. There's not a lot of people, including myself, that are not very pleased. So Out of Africa, it'd be if it could be edited by George Lucas or something. With CGIing, maybe put Jar Jar Binks in the movie and get rid of Meryl Streep because I I'm just not particularly pleased. Any case, anyway. So uh, what's the other ones? Redford. Bridge Too Far. Sneakers. Oh yeah, indecent proposal where he makes a very indecent proposal. I like the John Barry score. I like the John Barry score music on that movie. Um, yeah, there's not many, but my favourite one is 3 Days of the Condor, where you got the disgruntled U.S. Postal Service worker coming in shooting everyone in the opening movie, and then appears again. Because he's basically a CIA assassin. Um, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's got a nice stereo matrix on the laserdisc. Sounds pretty good. Um, Picture quality wise, I thought it was going to look shocking, but no, it's not too bad. It's up there with laserdisc standard. Um, and No, I don't think I want the UHD disc. I thought about buying the DVD, but I thought I'm quite pleased with how and it'll only be a movie that I would put on once in a while, and then it works, particularly the ending in the movie. Um, you know where we are. I gave him a story. You play games. I gave him a story. I told him a story. What? What? What have you done? Oh, you poor son of a bitch. You've done more damage than you think. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool movie that. And some of what the things that are said in it, it's pretty true. Ask them when. Ask them when. They wouldn't want to know. They just want you to get it. They just want you to get it. I think the MIT might be right, but I don't know what sort of computer model they got. Hmm. It's like some sort of looking glass into the future. Well, if we do ourselves in, okay, but as long as the animals and the sea life don't get taken down, as long as we don't take those poor species down with us, because they've been here long before us, and we're the only ones that are at fault, whether you like it or not. We are absolutely flawed. Anyway, I'll move on to more because people probably want to come here and watch and peep and get the latest tip or whatever. Um, maybe we know what's going to possibly happen. Okay, maybe we can just say today we're not going to let that happen today, and then yeah. In any case, all right. So yeah, I'm going to check out that other thing mode that I created because I basically created something like a multi stereo mode. If it works, I don't know. I don't know. According to all the channels that I got listed on the going from 1 down to 32, um, or more. I think 36 is, I think, max it can go to. That's when I got the anyway. 32. I'll check it out, see if it works or if it doesn't work. And if it doesn't, then I'll probably delete it and then try and ask customer service. I want to create something like this because it took me a few hours or so to figure it out on the Storm Audio processor. Um, how to create it and then test it, see if it works, and much to surprise. Wow, yeah. It's also great when listening to music. It's just everywhere. um, yeah. I suppose no need for. Remember all those AVPs and AVP, AVR? I think it was mostly Yamaha, and I think there's some lexicon um, where they just got DSP, hall theatre, cinema, concert, jazz, rock concert, sort of acoustical parameter to create a psychoacoustic, like you're at some venue with the echo reflection and so forth. Um, it works well if the room is treated firsthand, literally treated. Because you don't want a room where it's just bare walls and all that, because it makes the dB loudness a little bit more louder and fatiguing on the ear. Even though I can still make it fatiguing if I wanted to. Um, don't want to. It can go loud if it wants to because it's cinema. It's proper cinema, and I don't have to stress or worry too much about whether that speaker is going to break up too much. Because if they did that THX torture test on those things, well, then those components, then they're good enough. Um, Kind of curious what that torture test procedure is. I think I I think I can put a few things to. There might be something like it's on the end of the THX Wow laser disc where you got color test tones patterns, and then you get this signal which goes from very soft and gets louder and louder and louder, and I mean bloody loud. um, Kind of like a flipping heck. You just watch the LEDs on the VU meters just going from down there and then go up, 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 blimmin' heck. You don't want to listen to that without earplugs and ear defenders on your ears. Flipping heck. Anyway, that's a test thing. Anyway, with all the test color pattern signals on the end of the WoW disc. I think it's on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. Um, mm, oh yeah, including test tones. Yeah. Turn the fader up on the what's it? Yeah, get pilot tab. So if I wait a second and copy the URL time and post it down here. You should play it right where the tones start, and then it just gets louder and louder and louder and louder. um, mm. um, Groundbreaking. Still is. Still is if you've got a Pioneer Laserdisc player. I don't know. Because the discs are very large, I would call it like the equivalent to 70 millimeter because, 70 mil is big, isn't it? Or maybe IMAX. Yeah. No, it's not. It can't be IMAX in home. It's not possible. It's because it's Limax. It's too small. Oh yeah, I'm surprised that um, what do you call it? The trinnov has got the IMAX enhanced thing on it or something. But I didn't notice that until the other night when I was going through all the. But I don't use it. I don't use it. I don't really particularly play those DTSX IMAX disc things. Limax. I don't mind the IMAX DVDs or the IMAX laser discs. It's just the Limax I just don't like because it's Limax. And watching a movie going from scope to Limax, it looks like it's going from scope to widescreen in a vertical rather than the image doing it horizontally. So you got the widescreen movie in the middle of the screen, and then the scope movie it just goes out wider, and 70 mil it just goes out a bit more wider and goes up a little bit more higher. for regular 70mm. But Limax, no, not interested. Not interested. I don't know why they didn't put a firmware thing for THX on the trinnov, but why? I got the real thing. There's still quite a few more outputs. I think Storm Audio will probably add onto their processor, and I think they're going to do some sort of additional upgrade or update or something. Maybe a new processor, because the Mark III has been out how many years? 4 years, I think. 4 or 5 years, I think the Mark III's been out for. And they'll probably make a Mark IV. Maybe have the same XLRs on the back, or maybe fit their Dante and take the channel count up higher, or maybe have DB25 connectors on the back. Just got to look at how to design and where to put the design of the circuit cards that go into the unit, and then where they're fitted on the back and screwed all in and such. So it's flexible, if you want to use a Dante and just pay, just for the sake of trying to get a signal to noise ratio a lot lower. It's low enough as it is at the moment, and you're not going to hear hiss unless you turn up the levels and everything else to maximum, and then you probably start noticing some signal noise, whether it might be a digital noise artifact or maybe hiss. It depends. But I think Storm will soon be making a Mark IV processor. Maybe they can add on. I don't know. Maybe they can add on one of those, what do you call it, boxes. I wonder if I can add on the cheaper one to the trinnov. Because it's got DB25 connectors, and it just needs, I don't know if it's something specific on it, but needs, like the numbers have got to be the same, so everything connects like a jigsaw puzzle. 64 channels. Crikey, my CB radio would do just a little over 360. On the low, mid, high, the AM, the FM, CW, upper and lower sideband, and then the KC shift. I haven't even turned that radio on in months. A couple of months, I think. I have no idea. It's 2,000 hours. I wouldn't expect to find any Americans on there at this hour, even if there's any skip. That usually fades down by around about 5, 6 o'clock. And if there's anything out there, it'll most likely be some few European stations, Germany, Denmark, France, Belgium, maybe some Russians. I need to fix my power amplifier. Won't transmit. It's the I think it's a relay that's located back here. I think if I test that relay, I'll probably find it's an open circuit, and I need to put a new relay on it. Otherwise, I've seen another one of these pretty cheap, and I don't see the logic buying another one when all it would take is just to desolder it, get it out, test it on the voltmeter. Yeah, bloody hell, look at the dust on this, bloody hell. I haven't used this in months. Bloody dust on this, bloody hell. Oh yeah, and I've got to get my rig on the test bench, and fix the little digit there. It needs a little soldering done to it. Sometimes it comes on, so it's got a bit of a dry joint there developed. Where's my? Whoops. Where's my? What's it? Oh, there it is. Little antenna tuner. My cat Melanie knocked it over. I'll go on the high band. See all the other sounds like Italian to me. I'll just check my SWR, see what my which microphone? Oh yeah. So I've got a Cobra microphone to go with the Superstar. Just check the SWR. Oh, looks a little bit high there. Melanie? Uh-oh. Just turned the air conditioner on. Were you... Melanie? Come on. I'll turn it off? Yeah, I'll turn it off. Gosh, she's a bugger. I just need to check the SWR. Just do a little antenna tuning. Anybody out there? Over. Hello. Probably not pushing a lot of power. Any breakers out there? Over. Hello. Come on. No, it's quiet. She's just turned the air conditioner on again. Or she pressed one of the buttons. I'm going to deactivate the. So I don't need that on now. Not till next year. Melanie, will you stop taking these things down? Gosh, golly, girl. Okay. Yeah. There's no one out there. It's quiet. Go. Melanie, what are you doing, girl? Come on. It's not bad there. Is it channel 5 or channel 6? And some signal noise or something on channel 5. Can't make it out. It's too distant. But maybe try it in the daytime when I could be asked. I'll try it in the day. Nothing usually is on the low band much. Go back to mid, lower sideband. Frequency counter. It's not exactly wired in because it's so close to the radio, but it needs to be really wired onto the PL, onto the so it's hardwired. So when I turn it on, it displays the frequency, but it'll only display if I transmit. Got to go onto AM, something like. But the frequency slightly drifts a little bit, and on single sideband, it'll only activate when modulating. Ooh la, ooh la. FM, very noisy. CW. Well, not much Morse code happens down here, not unless I use the other. Oh, that's not wired in. I think the wires come out on the back of the power supply, and then I've got to change the coax over to it. I've got an antenna switcher, AB switcher. Actually, I prefer the Superstar 360 FM to the Superstar 2000. I can't see. I have to figure out why the speaker output doesn't work, because it's not probably soldered, or it's whatever on the back. So when I put the jack in, it should come out through the speaker. Otherwise, internal speaker sound on these CB radios sounds dreadful. It sounds very tinny and hollow and resonant sounding. Oh. Are they on upper or lower sideband? I think they're on upper. Melanie! Oh, she's a bitch. She's got a real cat to play with out there. too distant. It's too distant. They're over in Europe, and I won't reach them. There's no way I'll reach them because I'm on standard power. Yeah, turn it off. Anyway, I'm quite content that I've got the furthest distance on my home base. That was many years ago, down to the Falkland Islands. That's halfway around the planet. You don't get any further than that. Come on now. Got to USA a couple of times, got to Europe several times. So station's capable. Melanie, come on. Melanie is being... she's been a little bit of a rascal. Yeah. Go and play with Bear. No, second thought, don't, because you're being hassle-hoffing Bear, and I don't think Bear particularly likes to be, Bear likes to relax. Bear's mellowed now. He's mellow. He's mellow cat. He used to be very, cats mellow, but they take a few years and they mellow. Otherwise, they can be very destructive. Yeah. So, the present with Melanie. Oh, she's not stupid. She is not stupid. It's just like, cats or kittens or such. They're like children, and sometimes they want to be, they want attention, and they misbehave. Don't you, girl? Yes. I think you're getting to be a little madam. I think you've got about another year or so until you're a lady. Huh? Or are you a cat now? I don't know. I mean, look at your toe. Your tail's getting a little bit bigger. Yeah, your tail's getting bigger. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Come here. Come here, you little panther. You little bossy girl, aren't you? You panther, aren't you? You're a ninja. You're a ninja cat. Aren't you? Yeah, go on. Ninja. Cats, they follow you. They do follow you. They do follow. Yeah, Mel. They follow you around, don't they? Don't they? Hey, you follow. Yeah, you follow. You follow. And then you listen. You listen. Yeah, you listen. Oh, it's manual feeder. It's not auto. There you go. There you go. Oh, you got some biscuit in your bowl there. I'm not eating it now. Where's Bear? Oh, he's not interested. Oh, you're interested now. Okay, you're interested. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely got a little bit bigger and heavier. The tail at the back here is getting a little bit thicker. Yeah. Pure Black Panther. So I've got all these additional amplifiers down here and another one, and up to about roughly 70 amplifiers. Yeah, I remember back in the day, I know most THX cinemas and all that would have less amplifiers than that. Not sure what the actual count was on the Empire. Because I think most of the other additional amplifiers and anything would have been behind the baffle wall, behind the screen. And all the other amplifiers for surrounds and all that were in the booth. So it could be anywhere over, probably near 50 amplifiers. Melanie, what are you doing? Hey, I know what you like. She likes playing. What's that moving? What's that? I got a toy coming, Melanie. You and Bear will like it, yeah. Until you get bored with it, that is. Oh, look. Oh, you're not attacking my feet. Ow, you little cow. Oh. See? Put something under there, automatic, and then they'll play with it, because the cat's kind of like thinking, what is that? Hey. What are you looking at, girl? You getting bossy, aren't you? Yeah. You're going to be the female dominating kitty, huh? Yeah. Ooh. You're not interested in fingers, are you? You only like string and cables. Lovely. Oh, lovely little cow. Oh. Yeah, see? She sneaks up and... Leave that alone, that's my power cable. But I want to play with it. No, you're not playing with it, okay? No, leave it alone. Leave it alone, Melanie. But I want to play. No, you're not playing with that, okay? That's final, all right? Buzz off. Oh. I got bundles and bundles and bundles and bundles of ideas. I think it's because I'm just a bit more thinking on the whole thing, basically. See what is and what is not feasibly possible. And that's, it's kind of like strange. Because, yes, I am probably still maybe a little cynical. Has Bear gone back up? there? What's he doing? Psst, go for bed. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough now. It's over an hour. I'm going to go in the room and see what I can do. Updates and that. On whether it works, whether it doesn't work. Maybe I'll get so cheesed off with the whole damn thing and it will depress me, because none of this makes my life happy. Doesn't make it happy. Bloody hell, look at all those fucking laser discs. Melanie, look at all the freaking lasers. You know, they're just stacking on top of everything on the rack, on the shirt. You know, that's not how they're supposed to be stacked. I've got to think of something like, tidy this up and then stack and I can stack some more laser discs on the lower shelf. Not quite easy to stack them on the top shelf. Bit tricky, but that shelf was really only, but then I started sticking equipment on it. And the laser disc count is just over 400 now. That's not a lot. They're addicts out there that are up to over a few thousand, or maybe 10,000. Yeah, I just hope they don't have laser rot on it, and they got discs that are just rotting away, and then one day they just decide to play that, and then they think, oh no, it's got laser rot. Any disc is going to get rot. UHD is not impervious, okay? Got a little drum here. This was for a project that didn't quite work out very well. But yeah, didn't quite work out. Maybe have another project for it. All right, boom.